was the P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant Rage deck, a really easy to use deck here in game number 1. I'd be surprised to see him be that predictable.
And looks like he's not going to. There was a lot of people I talked to that thought it might actually even just be P.E.K.K.A. the back first play. But that's not what we're seeing here, with, especially with the Evo Ice Spirit.
Shades of Hog so far from Mohamed Light. And Royal Giant, something that LCOP did run a lot during his qualifying stages in the CRCC to make this World Championship. Did not typically run it with the Ice Wiz, ran a different construction, but curious to see what he has in store for us here.
Monk ability going to drop down to deflect that Archer Queen ability. The Fisherman as well trying to lock onto a cannon. Roll Delivery dropping down. Interesting matchup so far. It's the standard Pigs Earthquake versus a Roll Giant Monk. That Monk is going to be very useful versus the Queen the entire match.
First minute away, and so far just a little bit of chip in both directions. You can see, look at the expressions on their faces, right? You see some deep breaths here. Even for two of the most experienced former world champions, you cannot replicate what it feels like when it's finally happening.
Pigs at the bridge. Does he have the fireball? He does. Wow, this is a great situation for LCOP. A lot of the time you might see a lightning or maybe even an earthquake with Royal Giant, but that fireball is going to make it so Mohamed Light actually has to split his pigs and split his damage across the towers. Something
he's very good at traditionally, very good at early on, getting dual lane pressure and damage. We'll see if he gets that done here today. The Evo RG drops in the back as we go towards our double elixir time.
I talked to Mohamed Light and Ryley and others, and they said LCOP is a great player, but maybe his deck picking isn't up to par. But after seeing this, I don't know. I don't think that's true, because this is a great matchup for LCOP.
And Pigs in, LCOP back to 4, Fireball able to clear the log for the Evo Skeletons, and the RG doesn't get the damage LCOP wants, gets a little bit in, but a fairly solid job by Mo to mitigate that damage despite the great play of LCOP.
Roll Giant in the back yet again, and we know there's going to be another Monk in front of that to stop the Archer Queen. And it's really only going to get worse. Later in the match, we're going to see 2 Roll Giants on the board on each side, which is very difficult to deal with, especially when you don't have a solid tank in your deck.
EQ in early, and Mohamed Light maybe trying to figure out what's going to be the mathematics to get his damage in, and now we go aggressive. RG at the bridge, left-hand lane, switching sides. This one, though, getting handled by the cannon of the Archer Queen. Guard does get a couple of stabs.
Monk, same lane as the Queen yet again, and here comes the split bigs I was talking about. You have to choose which side to fireball. Fireball on the right, guards on the left. Will Mohamed Light get a second Archer Queen ability? Yes, he has it available, but he's not going to use it. LCOP with the Monk ability to prevent.
Lead now for Mohamed in sudden death overtime, 24-62, top right-hand side of your screen, 23-88 on the bottom. Evo Ice Spirit plus cannon to hold against the Royal Giant.
Bigs right away. I really like this pressure while defending, forcing the fireball on defense, using the log as well. LCOP knows that this game is very close, and wow, and the Ice Spirit doesn't jump.
Was that an overspend by LCOP with the fireball and the log there? I know he wanted to mitigate all the damage, but you know, instead of a positive trade, now he had a negative one.
Yeah, and the Queen's still alive. He has to log, and here comes the Pigs. And watch out for those Evo Skeletons. He has to fireball, but look at the damage to the right-hand side.
And you saw he had to wait to make sure that the Evo Skeletons and the 2 Pigs were together. Pressure from Mohamed Light now giving him the lead with 1:08 left. Keep in mind that while LCOP does have fireball and log, there's almost no way they're going into a spell cycle situation with his defensive needs.
And here comes the Pigs right away with the pre-log plus pre-quake on the guards, allowing for so much damage to come through with these piggies. LCOP needs to bounce back with a double Roll Giant push if he's going to make this comeback.
Does he double up on that left-hand side, or does he go left-right here? We see the guards and the fishermen on the right-hand side. Evo Skellies, Ice Wiz plus log to clear. Evo RG still fairly healthy. Second Royal Giant right behind it. He needs to break through here. Can he do it?
The Monk is deflecting the Queen and the cannon. The Roll Giant is walking through. Log dropping down. Ice Spirit does get taken out. Evo Ice Spirit jumps. No, Evo Ice Spirit jumps, and that Roll Giant is locked down.
That cannon, the cycle of Mohamed Light. Picture perfect. Can he hold on? 11 more seconds. This is looking good for Mohamed Light. Cannon to hold. 6 seconds left. Fireball trying to clear. Royal Giant stuck by the cannon, and Mohamed Light wins game number 1.
And that is the defense that we know Mohamed Light for. The Archer Queen, the Cannon Cycle, the perfect Ice Spear placement. I mean, everything was perfect to a T there. Mohamed Light showing why he is the best player in the world.
And just what an interesting situation. We saw the fireball come out, and it really began to feel like, oh, LCOP might have the answers here. But one of the things we talk about being Mohamed's greatest strength is the ability to process the matchup and figure out what are the ways I'm going to win this in real time, and we saw that happen perfectly right now.
Yeah, I also love how he was always going off lane, and especially right here, I have to point out this prediction. I mean, this is really what won Mohamed Light the game. He goes for the pre-log and the pre-earthquake, take out the guards, and with the queen in the opposite lane,